I love you guys. Thank you so much for sending a slice of the Space Coast to me once a week over here in San Antonio, Texas.
A bird sings in a foggy field, the wind blows from the
So,
sea.
are you just going to ask me questions and I can answer it and then we'll go from there?
It's after 10 and a little pond reflecting the tree.
And you can edit out anything that makes me look stupid.
I'll think about your pretty smile and what it could mean.
Or if I say something really messed up that needs to be gone.
A lot of times I look at you and I feel green.
I don't call no girls in the middle
Like
of the night.
now.
You got the wrong number.
Definitely. You like the Foo Fighters? No.
Welcome to another edition of the Just Mike podcast. And I'm sitting over here with Colleen with it.
Hey. You totally made me feel like we were in Wayne's World just now.
I just totally tried to.
He's
And
like,
also with us.
4, 3.
That was great.
You didn't say 2 or 1.
Exactly. Also with us is Thaddeus Maximus, a.k.a. Tedward Kilogram,
Hello.
a.k.a. Tenacious T.
Oh, I like that one the best.
And also with you is Mr. Scott Geiser.
Not you?
How y'all doing?
Great.
It's
Super.
a Monday night. So I love that we're doing this on a Monday night. This is like I'm fresh.
Yeah.
It's Monday. We just got off the weekend and still have some energy in me.
Finally feel better. I'm so glad I'm hanging out with you guys.
So what's been going on with you, Colleen? How you doing?
I had a stomach bug, man, for like
we had a
almost
fill-in.
2 weeks.
We had a little fitness expert fill-in sitting over there. She was like doing push-ups and podcasting.
She's got the new place on Main Street, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's cool. She's come to the brewery.
Yeah,
So,
she
yeah.
does stuff at the Run Club, I think, too, and
Yeah.
actually has run them or helped lead them or something.
I remember she was located somewhere else in downtown, like kind of towards the beginning of downtown, you know, where
Yeah.
the road splits, and she had that there. So that's really cool.
Hey,
she got a good like
Her
spot
work
there.
ethic is like unlike any neighbor I've ever had. Like she's all the time running, biking.
Yeah.
Her husband, he's a fireman. He's doing the same thing. They're always,
What's her name?
Teresa.
Teresa. Okay.
I was Teresa.
The motivation station,
Teresa
right?
Santos.
Yeah.
Santos Morgan.
Santos.
She's is it Philippine? Is that what she said?
Twice baked.
Yeah, twice baked Philippine. She's like, but I don't know any of the language. I don't know any Filipino stuff. But
Tagalog.
Santos is in the middle.
That's cool.
She's
I'm glad,
awesome.
'cause-
They're down here all the time. They come hang out in the pool. They come to all the parties on the holidays and everything.
All right. Well, good, because that was a rough 2 weeks for me.
Oh, so yeah. So what was going on? What's happening? You guys all right?
Yeah, we still went to the Blink-182 concert.
Yeah, that was fun, huh?
Like, I was not going to miss that.
Yeah.
I no joke, like, told Brent, I'm like, we might have to go buy me some underwear because, like, I'm not missing this show. Like,
I was leading. You see the leadiness?
I'm not even ashamed because, like,
I wouldn't be either. You know how many
I
times?
can't even tell you. Like, you know how long I was saying when Mark Hoppus had cancer, I was so sad because I was like, man, I never got to see them. And then when he beat cancer, and I saw Tom DeLonge posted something on his Instagram with Mark Hoppus in
Yeah.
it, and he had not in years because they never talked or anything. It was a bad breakup. I was like, I looked at Brent, I'm like, if they get back together, we are fucking getting tickets on the first day. I'm not missing this because, like, I missed Soundgarden. And like that's one of my biggest regrets is like I could have seen Soundgarden. And I think I went and saw Real Big Fish again for like the 20th time.
Gotcha.
And it's like, okay, if Blink comes, like there's certain bands that I'm like, if this actually comes to fruition, I'm taking my chance now.
Yeah.
Like if Oasis gets back together, I will find a way to fly to fucking London. I will be going with Heather and Richard Huron,
That's so
staying with a
funny.
sister, and we'll see them because you know how music is
Yeah.
for me. It's like
Definitely.
a big deal. So I was like, this sickness. My mom's like, you're still going to go? Like, because she saw how sick I was. Hadn't eaten days. I'm like, Mom, like, it's been almost 8
Mom.
days now that I've been sick. Like
do
I'm
it,
not
Mom.
contagious, and I'm going to fucking go. This is a punk rock show.
So how do you guys prepare for something like this? This is like a journey of leaving the house with stomach issues.
Yeah.
Okay. And the title is going to be poop on this episode. By the way.
Don't do that.
Try to do something cool like that.
Blink-182 poo.
Oh!
But nothing like that happened there. I mean, we were actually good at the hotel. Like, by the time we got there, the excitement had taken over and the adrenaline was just...
That was the best.
Like, because Like, listen, this show, so we get tickets, right? When the Blink-182 finally gets back together, and I feel so vindicated because I told everybody at the brewery, I'm like, mark my words, they're going to get back together. Everyone's like, no, they won't. No, they won't. Like, yes, they fucking will.
Told you, Richard.
And so they did. And we got great seats. We paid good money for good seats. We got the hotel that's literally across from the venue. Oh, fucking nice hotel on the water. Like, we spent a good chunk of change a year ago for this trip. This is like what we do.
So
like,
it's going.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare? Like, what are you bringing with you? Like, what are the meds? Imodium, AD. Is it? You got to take things that make you not want to poop, right?
We had huge things of Pepto and Imodium, and that was it. Because there was really nothing else we could even keep down. So, but by the time we got there, it was like I was just so excited about the show itself that I was ready. I was like, I felt fine.
Is that healthy? Like something I've done for a lot too. So when you have the runs, when you got to poo, right, and it's a liquidy to where it's like at any point, just anything could change your day for the worse. Doesn't the Imodium ADs? They just make it go away.
They work instantly.
They work instantly.
Yeah.
Do you wear a sponge?
I mean, like, it's crazy how well it works. So
no, it just works. Like, I've had to go to work, and feeling bad with the bubble guts.
It's like, what's it doing in there?
And you just pop that in there, and it just like seals it.
Yeah,
it seals.
There's like a little guy down there. No,
just
sir.
Seals the tunnel.
You ain't getting through.
You done, son. And then you can get home, and then boom, you just back to the races.
Hey, whatever it is, it works.
It gives you that time away that you need.
But I was prepared. And I felt like it was going to be fine because, like, for the 8 days, the worst was in the mornings. Yeah. Like, getting, like, through that night's sleep when you wake up, it's just, like, it was horrible. And then in the afternoons, you're like, oh, maybe I'm getting better. And then you go to sleep and you wake up, it's all over again. You're like,
it's
God,
the worst. Damn. It really is.
I'm so glad I feel better today. Today's like the first day I actually, still having eating issues. Like, eating is scary, but.
Would you rather have the flu, like, T, would you rather have, like a fever and just sweating and just feeling bad in and out of consciousness, in bed? Or would you rather have like hardcore week-long bubble guts?
Number 2.
You'd rather have just be pooping, but being able to be conscious.
Yeah, because
active.
I feel like I don't like getting cooked by fever.
Yeah.
But I don't mind, like, maybe a reset. You get everything out and just, getting cooked is not.
I like I think he's being more like professional in his mannerisms with the.
I'd rather have the fever, man.
Terminology.
Like, after what I just went through.
Well, how long is the fever going to last? A week? Or
72 hour.
Oh, I'll do that.
It wasn't even like I was like
3 days
pooping all day.
3 days of sweat over 7 days of.
Depends on how hot I'm going to get.
Poop.
My dad got real hot when he was a kid, and it burned out one of the nerves in his ear.
What?
I think it's
dang.
So he couldn't be like fly jets because he couldn't hear some beeps.
Wow.
So your seventh cranial nerve, something like that.
You get up to a certain temperature, there's damage.
I don't want to cook. Down. I don't like cooking.
Yeah, yes, but man, that stomach pain is like. Because it's like even after you get everything out, like I was still so cramped that I was
you're worthless
like in
for a little bit.
Fetal position, and even like the sight of food. It was nice losing that weight real quick though.
I'm sorry if I had a little fun on the text to you and Brent.
Oh no, it was fine.
I found out last week.
I think he enjoyed it.
He did. He was very impressed with his answers.
I already put that group chat on silent. As soon as it starts going off between you two, I'm like, it's like I always feel bad. All my group chats are on silent. So then I'll open up notifications like you have 20 unread messages. I'm like, oh fuck, I bet it's that and Scott.
I started doing that too because my phone just go off nonstop. So yeah.
It's just like when you're around somebody, it's like kind of rude to have it constantly going off, which I don't mind group chats, but it's like I have to remember to go back and fucking check them.
Yeah.
When I put them on silent. So terrible.
Oh, we were blowing you up, right?
Oh, it was on, dude. It was on.
But I wouldn't have known. As soon as it starts happening, I'm like,
Brett
I know where this is
sitting on the toilet just reading them and scrolling. That's where I am when I'm
do you know what's really, really annoying is that all of you mother effers have iPhones.
Yes.
And I don't.
That's right. Yeah.
So every time somebody likes a fucking message or laughs at a message, I get an entire notification that says, Dad loved Scott's, and then it's all of Scott's entire text messages rewritten out. So it's like I have double messages on everything, every group chat I have, because like I guess I'm the only person
Brent, get her
that
a
has an
iPhone,
Android.
please, for
I'm not
Christmas.
not a chance. You couldn't pay me to switch.
What?
I hate Mac.
What?
Like all of Macs. What? Yeah, our computer at work was a
What?
Mac. Yeah.
Oh man.
No. You give me one. I'm like, how do you go back? Like that's how like I don't know how to do shit.
You just go
on
like
an
this.
iPhone. No, I
Just one finger.
Brent just got a Google phone's first time he hasn't had like the same
Okay.
Samsung kind of phones that we've had forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't figure out how to fucking even work that one. I'm in trouble.
You're gonna be that old person that doesn't know how to use the computer.
No, I can use
Oh, man.
computers.
Or
It's just the cell
anything.
phones. Like, I don't know, man. I haven't really been on it much anyways.
I was over helping my dad this weekend work on things on all his technology, you know, all his
Yeah.
computers and his phone and getting his passwords done and getting this changed and this upgraded. It's needed.
It's like Brent takes care of all that stuff. So I just am like, if I have any problems, I just go right to him. I'm very lucky. So
That's
it's like,
nice.
I don't have to pay attention to technology too much.
Scott.
Oh no, Shaq's falling.
Shaq just fell.
Scott has a life-size cardboard
Can I
cutout
be
of
honest with you?
Shaq and he just fell
I
down.
kind of wanted him to fall for a while. He's fallen a few times. He's been all around this room. I need to find a better spot for him, permanent spot.
Like, where'd you even get that? From Blockbuster or something?
Charlie got it on, I think, probably on Facebook Marketplace or something at some point. But he also found that.
So wait,
Jason
you like
Derulo
haven't
that I
had
got.
this thing forever? Like,
No, I got that from Charlie like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
when somebody gives you something like this, aren't you irritated? 'Cause you're like, the thing's big as fuck.
No,
Where am
it
I
was
supposed
for
to
the
put it?
podcast room. I love having Shaq in here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Shaq's the man.
It's like those big skeletons people have out in their houses for Halloween, like the ones that are the size of their house.
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck do you
Those
put
things
that?
are so. I think they rent them, or they have a whole shed in the back that's
Right.
just Halloween or an attic.
Where do people put, like, especially your neighborhood? They have to have separate places for all their stuff. You're
Usually
gonna need
there's
one
a
soon.
detached garage, or there's an attic, or there's somewhere garage is full. Yeah,
God.
yeah, because there's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a great mystery.
So T, man, how's it going?
Great, really
Yeah.
good.
How's
Yeah,
your bowels? Everything's good down there. You're healthy.
yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
solid.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, man.
Thank you.
Dad, tell us about that Ice Cube thing.
Oh, I just saw Ice Cube on Joe Rogan, and I just saw him with is it Piers Morgan? Is that,
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you? I didn't get to see the Piers Morgan interview.
it was just a little clip about AI and
Okay.
relative to artists, among other things. You know?
That's a good conversation.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big topic, really, isn't it? Because you got the Writers Guild that's going through their mess right now, their strike, and now the Actors Guild just went up. And T, I want you to take back over this conversation here in a second, but Fran Drescher,
I saw her.
she is the head of the Actors Guild.
Did you find that weird when you found that out too?
I've loved her my entire life. I always thought she was so hot.
The Nanny.
The Nanny.
It's such a good show.
Oh my! Like,
Yeah.
and she does the same thing as what's her name?
Janice.
Janice from Friends.
She was the original Janice.
It's hearing her speak because that's her voice. But hearing her speak, and she's still beautiful.
She
And
was
she's
like
super
way
intelligent.
hotter when I saw her talk. Like
Yeah.
how she like was so stern. I was like,
Yeah.
damn girl. Like, because at first I'm like, Fran Drescher, really? But then I heard her talk. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, she's a very good actress.
Yeah.
She had me thinking she was actually the Nanny.
like to think that she was one of the most wild in TV shows, but like Leah Remini was one of my like top fives forever. Like she's just the hottest thing. And then you find out like all the Scientology and all the crazy background stuff when she was on Joe Rogan, and talks about all that stuff, man. And it's like Fran's intelligent. Look at her, she's killing it.
So they're striking because of the AI stuff,
Yeah.
and writers aren't getting paid enough and everything else, right?
Yeah, it's. I mean, T. What were they saying on the show?
Well, I remember Ice Cube was saying like if somebody dies and they try to have a AI write a song, kind of in their deal and fake them doing it, it's not really them or yeah, just any circumstance like that. It's
You're a musician. How do you feel about that? if you made a song that you worked your ass off on, okay, or if you got like even some of the bands you produced, like Kyle and In a Mile, right? You help them with producing their tracks and everything. What if they hit it big one day with a big song, that you helped them on, and some AI function took that song and made it almost just a little different, but made it, themselves. How would you feel about it?
Well, I know that if I had anything to do with it or was advising anybody, I'd be like, find it in the contract and don't let it happen in the first place.
Yeah.
So
that's how most people probably feel about that. But
Well, aren't they also worried? I mean, I feel like as a musician, I'd be more worried about what happens to my likeness after I leave. Like what people could do with my voice, my words, mix them up, put them out, and say it was me, and it isn't me. And it's like, I don't know.
I mean, all of the apps that we use on our phones right now, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, they all have the filters and the features for you to change your voice, your face, to screenshot your face and put it on somebody else with their voice, or your voice on their face, back and forth. We can already do all that even right now. And it's kind of scary to think about because there is no regulation fully on it. Like on the internet, there's no rights, and we almost don't want them, right? We like everything free and open, and we want, you know what I mean? Like
it gets gooey up there.
Yeah.
But down when you're talking about writing a song, I think that AI can't predict every song that's going to get wrote or every twist on a melody. It's, they can pop out some stuff, but when individuals.
What about a writer? I can tell ChatGPT to say, hey, I would like you to write something with this style of this writer and in this format and give me this many words, and they can write it. It'll rewrite it for you in a stylist way that's close to who you ask.
Saw somewhere today that somebody was being interviewed talking about that, and they're like, yeah, but the AI has never had real heartbreak or real loss.
Exactly.
And won't be able to convey that when they're like how a writer would actually be able to from the actual emotion standpoint that it's coming from.
That.
And it's still like, if we're dumping it all in a funnel and talking about it all, it's still human stuff. Even though AI is putting it out, it's, it's based on stuff that came from us.
And it is learning from what it's hearing us or experiencing or, computing us type out to the internet, all the data that it's collecting.
So it might be a cool story that gets rewrote and everybody goes, oh, that's cool. It's this and that, but nuts and bolts, it came from AI or it didn't.
What if there's an AI movie thing?
A hybrid.
You can just say, hey, just watch all the Star Wars and then write me another one called Moon Wars. And just make it better, but make it better. And what if it could just compute a movie out better than Star Wars and have all of the anthology?
Dude, when I start thinking about this, and my mind is going like it's crazy,
right?
It's us though, kind of.
So what Ice Cube is fighting to have the rights. I mean, is it an AI thing? He's just trying to make people aware. Is this like Napster with Metallica and hey, we need to make sure we're getting our money? Is he worried more about money or what? I
didn't feel like he was vying for any group or anybody, but he was kicking out a personal perspective and just.
I gotta watch this.
It was cool. And
can I just totally spitball for this real quick? Because I kind of got a thought.
Hit it.
All right, Scott thought.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna ring a bell.
Mark that. I like that.
Okay. You say Napster, right? Napster had such a big it was the coolest shit in the world to get a cable modem, and we had a friend get raided by the FBI.
Now,
you got to crack that open, man. That's cool.
A true story.
No, their house. He got all his computers and everything confiscated, and had to go to jail. And
he went to jail.
Dude, he had to deal with a lot of stuff. Yeah,
I've always heard about this. Somebody in Titusville got raided and they had all these DVDs, but I never saw confirmation of it.
I think it was a year. I don't know.
Hey,
what year? It had to
what
be
year?
2000 or something, right?
Yeah, this was back in 98, 99.
No, because I was
about 2000.
About 2000.
2001.
Yeah.
Because
Napster didn't even come out until around then.
I me and my ex-wife got together in like 98 or 99. I graduated in 97. I was hanging out with Kev.
Yeah.
Kevster. Shout out to my guy up there. We hung out, and he was like the older brother to me in a way, and kind of showed me the ropes of going to like a nightclub, to a rave, and even experiencing things like ecstasy and stuff like that, you know. And he was just like, he showed me a lot about music. Like, he told me about good music, what's not good music. Like, you know, he was very into a lot of like certain people, and I just followed it, and it was really good. And I loved his advice and all that. Then come to find out, the MFer, you know, has servers in his house downloading every song in the world through all these IRC sharing softwares. And Napster, you know, is one of them.
LimeWire.
And those are all some of them, but that's not all. I mean, he was more in, he wasn't into that. Like, one day, this was like in 2008 or 9, you know, like years later, 2010. He comes over to my house and he's like, "Hey, I'm in part of this popcorn website called Pass the Popcorn." And he goes, I used to be an admin there, and I used to help run this thing. It's a movie sharing software. And
he still got it.
And he came over, and he like all of a sudden like sent me this link, right? That I clicked on, and it got me access to this private website called Pass the Popcorn. And what it is, it's this, you download a file sharing app thing, and that connects to it. And when you download those things on their website, it'll say your user account, you downloaded this much. Okay. You downloaded 5 movies. You can only download 5 movies a month, maybe, you know, or 10 movies, you know, a year, because it's capped out. They don't want people just going and downloading everything and not sharing it with other people. So they have this point sharing system and this whole there's thousands of people on this thing, and whenever a new movie came out and they got a rip or the hack version of a high quality of it, they would list it with screenshots and describe, you know, everything about it. Like, hey, this is really good, this is bad, the sound isn't the best. Like, it'll go through it, and someone would download it and fix it and then upload it, say sounds fixed. You know what I mean? Like, all this, it was just, and he gave me like 1 billion points. So that he goes, you have enough
1 billion points.
Like, he just like gave me an account.
This guy is the guy that just he went to
account.
Jail for the Napster stuff.
Yeah, and got the owner of the account to give me all of these points, so I could just download movies all I wanted if I wanted to. And it was like,
did you do it?
No.
Like, this sounds so sketchy.
You already saw him get busted.
No, but I mean, like,
But no.
But like,
Yeah.
okay, listen, this guy's coming at you saying this in your head. Are you like, are you fucking crazy?
It was the
This
coolest
sounds
thing.
illegal
It was
as
the
fuck.
coolest thing in the world.
Was
to
it
me.
illegal though? Yeah, right.
Dude, you can't steal
Right.
movies.
So like,
Yeah.
how?
It's real bad.
Like,
You're
oh my
asking me,
God.
we're on a podcast
Okay.
that this is
All
going
right.
on the
You're right.
internet.
You're right.
I have not done any of these things.
I know somebody
I've
else.
done all these things.
I know
I've done
somebody
all
else
these things.
that I chat
all those
with.
computers are thrown away.
That I chat
I'm
with
gonna burn everything.
watches a lot of stuff from like Australia. That for some reason we can't watch fucking Australian shows, and I'm like, how are you watching this? Oh, you got to download this app. I'm like, okay, this is like a shady app. Like, I'm like, how do you not have any issues like downloading
Supposedly.
these shady fucking websites and like not thinking they're not gonna take over your? Like, I feel like I'm welcoming in hackers and shit when I'm doing that.
Dude, we bought DVD copiers. Supposedly,
No, you didn't.
dude. Well, yeah, you could buy them on newegg.com or anything and just hook it up to your computer. And then if you had like downloaded a DVD movie or a CD, like of like made a CD or whatever, you could just copy it, you know, and then boom. Because I showed my stepdad and all them because they had like a big screen TV and a movie viewing area, and he liked to buy DVDs. We were just downloading, and you could burn the DVD movies onto a thing, and it was just for our personal use. We didn't make them for other people, but we just would burn the DVD, and then we had a website where you could download the DVD covers and print them out of an inkjet printer. So we would print them out of an inkjet printer and then use a little slicer, and then we'd put the insert into we'd on eBay buy the blank DVD cases.
Yeah.
buy 1,000 of them for $20, you know, and then we get a bunch of nice high-end color printer paper, and then we download all the movie covers.
Custom.
Yes,
we
kids, this
download.
is how we used to have to get our
close them
movies
in.
and music.
And so
Bootleg.
we wouldn't have previews or commercials. It would go right to the menu, and you'd watch the movie, and it's all because of Kevster, man. It's all because of my boy Kev.
Hat tip.
Yeah, man. And he showed it, but music, he was like, he had connections with like people under the stairs, like some of like underground hip hop groups. Like he knew a lot of people just by his, he liked to game and play games and stuff.
Like, it just sounds like such
and
a...
he was online, man. He was tuned
gotta
into
keep
the
up with
internet.
so
he was
much.
ahead of the
Yeah,
time.
like-
he was so intelligent.
He must have just been like all in on that. Like, he's like,
Hyper-intelligent.
this is what I like to be able to be that savvy and be able to pick up on that kind of knowledge that early on in the game. Oh my God.
And he has a lot of friends around here that know him so much better than me. I only got like a little piece of Kevin that I know him of, you know, a couple years here and there. And then as we got later
He
in
passed
life,
away, right?
yeah, because then he worked with me with the t-shirt company for a little while. Then he moved up to like Georgia and then somewhere else up north.
You feel like you probably even couldn't get like a regular job after that, right? Because it must be so like the adrenaline and the thrill of like learning something new, being able to be like, I'm hooking my friends up with like some cool ass shit. Like, because back then that was the only way I ever even got to like listen to certain like punk songs and like bands that I never had access to before. Like living in Port St. John, like the record stores only have so much stuff. And I needed people to show me like, hey, have you ever heard this band? You just download it right on a CD. Ben Berger used to make me like mixed like CDs all the time of different punk bands. I loved it so much because it was like, it was so cool at the time that like, what? I can actually like make my own CD. Like this, it was such a simpler time. And we also didn't know what we were doing by destroying our computers. Like, oh my God. I just threw out so many DVDs and CDs just recently.
They're all CDs?
You're keeping all them?
Those are all my CDs from my downloads over the years.
Rad. Well, like movies, songs.
Like this is all music. Like these are all like some of them that you
It's like a relic.
But then like
It
you know that
is.
song, I want to ride my bicycle.
Yes.
yeah.
That's the only song that's on this CD right here. And this CD used to sit in my truck, you know, in a certain spot to where if you're riding down the street and you saw someone riding their bicycle,
You know, pop it
you
in.
pops it in real quick, you roll down all the windows and you turn it up as loud as possible and you just go real slow. We saw it on the internet, like a viral video.
That's actually pretty funny.
And they chased these guys in a car with I want to ride my bicycle. All like through this whole neighborhood, they kept finding him in different cuts. And they're like, "Oh, there he is!" And they'd go up to him and play the song real loud. And the kid would just look and smile, you know. But he felt like leave me alone.
What else are you supposed to react, you
Leave me
know?
alone.
Shenanigans.
Those
I was
good old
so
days.
proud of myself for making that one CD.
Did you have like a big Napster collection?
Oh, big time.
I had a
Oh, yeah.
collection.
I had multiple copies of songs because I wanted to go through and find the best quality one, and I'd weed them out and delete you know what I mean? I had there's probably 50 or 60 CDs here that are just MP3s, like just 650 megabytes of MP3s.
So you were like the guy that had the stuff because like my parents would never let me download shit on the computer, right? So you always had to find that friend who had a computer that was willing
Yeah.
to take that risk and put LimeWire and put Napster and all that on there and download it because
Yep.
like the viruses you would get. And like sometimes some song downloads like it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna take 3 days. What?
The internet is that's
yeah,
why you want it to
forgot.
be free, like we were talking about earlier, man. It's like because all of this innovation and learning and like this life experience that we all had. Yeah, I mean, the music industry is doing just fine. You know what I mean? But it's not cool that we did it. You know what I mean? It's not cool that ultimately, when you look back, you're like, a lot of people probably lost out on some paychecks because of that. You know, and it's not the smaller artists so much; it was the bigger ones. But the smaller ones probably got hit too.
But now look though where
know?
the internet has gone. Now those artists
But
don't need
now-
the record labels and now they're making their own
but
money.
now they're throwing it up. There's a lot of different ways, and usually things do evolve, hopefully for the better.
I hope so, because what's happening with the movies and TV and streaming and how these people are not getting paid that way that they used to back in the day, that needs to be fixed.
Well, and see, that's the point, is as things evolve, if you don't evolve with them, then you kind of grow out of it, right?
Yeah.
So as like a business sometimes grows itself out of business by not evolving with the times.
Yeah.
But sometimes, and then it can come back and even be more golden if you don't, if you're patient enough and wait. And you can ride through, you could maybe be vintage at some point or something that's even a higher level. But a lot of people, you have to change with the times or else. And I feel like, the writers and the actors, they're seeing the changing of the times before them, and they're trying to get in front of it. And because we are smarter as a humanity is smarter now.
Yeah.
We have more tools for us to make more informed and better decisions. But it's like you want to make sure that the people that are ultimately agreeing with those decisions at least have a base of knowledge of understanding of what's being discussed, and not some archaic way of just, no, because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the innovation process. And with music, you're going to have people that are making a whole lot of money that doesn't want anything to change. And then you're going to want people that has an idea to make a whole lot of money that wants things to change. And until that intersection crosses in the right way, it's a minefield, and then you got all these people waiting kind of on all ends. Who's going to win this fight, and then so I can jump into that realm.
Man.
It's complex.
The AI sucks there, but now I heard that the AI is able to detect things in your body and brain and stuff so much quicker that they can find like things that are wrong with you. Like even with Alzheimer's research and stuff, like they catch at a certain point, there's medications that they're finding can slow it. So it's like, in a way, like it'll be great, I hope, for medicine. Can you imagine?
We're going to have like nano doctors, and you're just going to have like some little app on an iPhone. They probably won't be on an Android phone, so we want to get Apple.
Oh my God.
But like the iPhone.
Oh, please. Android will have it out 2 years before
I want
you guys.
the iNano if it's me, because I will trust it more than the Android Nano.
Same.
No.
Yeah, the iNano is going to be so much more advanced than the A Nano.
We know this to be a
It won't,
fact.
though, because Android will come out with it first, then you guys will wait and then copy everything. Be like, look at all these features, and Android will be like, we've been rocking with those for 2 years.
Yeah, but we made it better and more stable.
Whatever.
Got a little battle going on.
Like I feel like all these iPhone stuff is like for little kids. I don't know.
My iPhone does not break. It has very advanced features. And
I guess
it does
it's
exactly
because
what I need it to do.
all the people in my life that are very like internet technical, all of them like do not use that. Like they don't.
I'm gonna give you. I have never had Apple until I met T over here.
But he's a musician.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Exactly. I was always like my first conversations with you, Thad, were I'm a Windows guy. Like you're showing me Logic and these, the software on Apple. And I'm looking at these keyboards and I'm looking at this little hand thing that you just wave your fingers on and it just does things rather than a mouse. Because I was going to me and Aaron were going to computer shows. And we were buying motherboards and memory and hard drives and video cards all separate, and then building computers out of them and putting bigger hard drives and putting water cooling in them. And it was all Windows and PC, Windows 95, Windows 98. I bought every version of Windows that has ever been brought out other than the free update ones nowadays, because I was all in on Windows. I've had to reinstall Windows on computers 1,000 times. I do it 4 or 5 times a day sometimes, trying to rebuild these computers and get. I was all Windows. Anything Apple is stupid. I tried to get on a Mac at some mall. I'm like, one click.
That's how I feel.
Arcane, and I was Android all the way through most of the phones until like it was like an iPhone like 6 or 7, and I finally got one. And I didn't like it.
Well, I'm on a Mac because back in the day, like probably in the 90s, I think the Mac computers had like applications like Mark of the Unicorn or whatnot that were fun and intuitive for artists.
They had very intelligent gaming.
But the Windows deal was all like square. It didn't...
pixelated.
Well, and it was a lot of just techie stuff kind of. I mean, they didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
And now they both can do the same thing, right?
Or like Microsoft, your Microsoft.
I'm more willing
Offices
to
and-
get like a MacBook to work on or something like that. But when it comes to my phone, like I just don't know why the
Well, and it even like it was AOL. The AOL Instant Messenger started putting those CDs out. So we had this Windows computer in our old house. Nobody ever turned the thing on. Never. We started getting these Windows CDs, and I'm 16, and I'm going, what is this? And I'd take it and I'd put it in the computer and turn the computer on, and it would install it on the computer, and then it would try to dial up. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what are you dialing up to? Like, what's happening here? Like, who am I connecting to? And, get on the online, right? Get on the internet. Find a phone thing, so ripped it out of the wall, or
Phone jack.
Get a phone jack, plug it behind the computer into a little modem thing.
Yep.
And it would dial into the internet, and you create you a 30-day free account. You get on there and get in chat rooms and talk to people, and dude, it was awesome.
I don't know. I never really
And it's
thought about
all
that, but-
PC based, man. It was all Windows and stuff.
But at school we had Macs. Like I first learned a computer on a Mac because my mom was a teacher, so the computer she had at home was that. But then once the PCs were out, that's just what we
PCs
had.
had Oregon
And-
Trail, man. Best game
Yeah,
ever
but didn't
created.
Macs have it too?
Probably. I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure they did, dude.
I don't know.
I can't believe, how did we get here?
We had that
Rabbit hole.
How did we go on this?
Computer Shopper. Remember that? It was in Titusville. It was a magazine about computers before the internet.
I remember that. And then they had the Novatech computers. We'd always go. They're still around, I think. We'd go up there. It's off Hopkins.
Napster. That's how we got here.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
Napster. And Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin.
And me.
Well, the
and never
90s are
taking
coming back,
movies
and I
ever.
feel like we're like reliving them right now.
I might get a beeper.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a beeper.
Yeah. $6 a month policy.
we'll just do all of our chats on beepers now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll spell out words.
That- hey.
143.
Well, that's where texting first came from, right?
Yeah,
Is
duh.
using the was it?
You'd have to like figure out what the
Is there anything pre beeper where
Yes.
143 and all these things were being coded?
Jimmy Beach's giant phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was like a car phone.
It was like one of them old school, like you see, like big
Yeah.
old, with the
Yeah.
the rubbery kind of antenna.
Yeah, we used to have one.
Oh my gosh.
My stepdad had one in his car.
Before that, it was a ham radio and a CB.
That's right.
Well, at the kids' school, their teachers just did like their end of the year party thing with therapists, and it was a '90s prom. And I remember that one of the teachers was like, "Hey, what kind of styles do you think of when you think of the '90s?" And I'm like, I can't believe like I'm at that age like now. Like I remember when bell bottoms and stuff were coming back in the '90s, and they were kind
Yeah.
of get mixed in. My mom was like thinking, "Oh my god, this is shit I used to wear." And now it's happening. And I saw a picture of Ava, Charlie's daughter,
Yep.
wearing an outfit that I had exactly of in high school. And I'm like, wow.
What
That's
brand?
cool.
Like it's
what
really.
was it?
Ava was wearing just a black dress, and she had some the chunky, thick-soled black they weren't Converse, but they were the boots.
Yep.
And I was like, that is exactly how we
Yeah.
used to dress. And I see your daughter, same.
that's
She's
all-
got the same shoes I used
All
to have.
Allie wears. It's all that.
It's all
Like,
coming back again,
when
like
I-
just like they said it would.
When I went to Kentucky, I went shopping for her, and I got these band shirts for her. And one of them, in particular, it's the Yellow Submarine Beatles shirt, and it's
cool.
brown, and it's done. It looks like it's like made in the '70s. It's so badass.
Yeah.
And she her favorite shirt,
Did you guys watch it yet? Yellow Submarine?
No.
the movie.
Yeah, the cartoon.
No,
Oh, I've got a hole in my pocket. Yeah. No, it's a cool movie.
I saw the Beatles musical movie that was from the 2000s. They did a song, they did a movie, and it was all Beatles songs, and it was all musically done.
Okay. I think I kind
There
of
was
remember,
no
but I don't remember seeing it.
conversation or dialogue in the movie, but it was every Beatles song and this whole story with it. It was amazing.
So weird because like I didn't grow up listening to them.
Okay.
So it's like I know I like their stuff, but it doesn't have like the same meaning like it does to Charlie and stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
oh,
like
yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it
Yep.
because the bands that I feel that way about, that's
Yeah.
where they got their influence from.
Exactly.
So I can appreciate it, but yeah, I should watch some stuff on that. I bet it'd be really interesting.
The Beatles.
Who were some of
Were you like
who
a
was-
Beatles or like? Well, why do they always compare
Beatles.
Beatles to Stones? Didn't
Who
they
did
come out like way
everybody?
different
Who
times?
did your dad play at your house when you were a kid?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
And Paul McCartney,
We
the
all think of
Beatles.
Johnny Cash as Walking Phoenix now. from the movie.
What was that one song? I don't know if it was.
When I think of Johnny Cash, I think of him redoing that Hurt song, that 9 Inch Nails, how crazy
that was
his
cool.
voice sounded like. Wow. Like,
That
people
guy-
try to sound like that.
That guy had a life. That guy, very interesting.
Yeah.
So was it like a hardcore kind
Oh.
of like that southern, like, I don't know how to call it, like country rock, like,
kind of like, well, no, it was all kind of stuff, but a lot of, well, I mean, in the 60s, it was the
are we
Beatles
allowed
and
to ask
stuff.
your age? What year were you born?
64.
So yeah, you got to experience so much music.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a lot.
generation, like, because I always try to explain, like, to the younger folk, like in the 90s, I
You were
thought was
15 when I was born.
it was like the coolest thing, because like we had rap, we had rock, we had so much stuff just coming out.
I remember
all
that,
at once,
yeah.
But like you got to see it all from the very like beginning. Just
It's
change.
cool. Yeah, it's cool. I like what I got to see, what I got to feel, and now being here with the computers and all that. There's so many people writing,
that's true.
making music. It's really cool to see.
I mean, it's absolutely amazing how many people are on. That was one of the things that we got, Napster and all these other apps. They had file sharing, came after Napster with applications, not just music, and stuff. And that's where like this. I actually went to a Best Buy and bought acid loops.
Yep.
The hip hop looper thing where you could
Oh,
do
you
the
make your
acid
own-
house, acid rock. They had all the different things, and then there was that Guitar Center place on 50 when you're going out to the floor of
Yes.
the mall on the left
It's
side.
still there.
Sam Ash.
Yeah.
Was it?
Before
Sam Goody.
before
No,
that,
yeah.
it was something else. Before that,
Yeah, it was
and
something.
before that, we had to drive all the way to Tampa.
Oh
Really?
my god.
Yeah, I remember we got low pressure. Had to decide like Mac or this Insonic performance keyboard that you could write and perform on, and we didn't
Y'all went Sonic.
Insonic. Yeah, it was a key. We could multi-track record and stuff and do all kind of other stuff on that instead of getting a Mac. But yeah, it was. We had to go all the way to Tampa for anything. That music store before the one in Orlando.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long drive.
Were you
Dude.
so stoked that one opened in Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
Dude, we'd go down there and, like, it was awesome going in those stores. So expensive.
So where do people go
Some of that
now?
stuff.
I mean, that's still there, right? Like, where do musicians go now to get all their
Uh,
stuff?
There's a
There,
website
but-
called Sweetwater.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
a
but you have to
Sweetwater
get it
lot.
on- You can't go and like try it out. Like, there's not like.
You can
Are
just
there-
have it shipped
Yeah, you
to
can
and if
still
don't
go to the
like it,
store,
you just
though.
Send it right back.
Because like I know
Another
around
place to
here I
give you
never
credit.
see that. Like you can't go into Gold Tone though and be like, hey, can I try out your shit or can you?
I think there's a little place on Garden Street now.
Maybe.
I don't
I'm gonna
know about
find it.
Gold Tone, but I'm sure that they have.
I mean,
like,
how
a
cool is
showroom.
that? We have
I
a
bet
place
they
that
have a
makes
showroom.
instruments.
Gold
in
Tone
Ty-
is
in
badass,
Titusville.
yeah.
And a friend that's worked there for a very long time doing great things.
Chris Pariso hat
right.
tip.
I mean, like that was always
That's-
really cool.
And I mean, it'd be cool to actually talk to them sometimes.
If we ever got Chris Breeze on here to talk about music, I would pass out. Like,
It'd be awesome.
he's very quiet.
We chatted him up recently. We chatted Gold Tone up.
Okay.
Frank did.
That's right, yeah,
and there's some hot stuff going on.
Let's take a break, and then let's come back and let's talk about Frank and Belize.
Cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I know he's got some stuff. I know you know a little bit about what's going on with him, right?
Indeed.
We got to get him on the show soon.
Yeah, I miss Frank.
You can ask Frank.
He was at my class reunion this weekend.
Was he?
And I wasn't there.
Nice.
I got stuck with Frank in the mud
Oh, yeah.
recently. Yeah.
We got to hear the story.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Out.
back? Are we doing this?
Well,
Fixing
we're
to be.
not back yet.
Cue the gong.
Oh,
Tell me when.
the nunchucks are right there.
Oh, cue the gong.
He really did move.
Cue the gong.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude.
Well,
We're not back yet.
Are you?
I think we can do better than that.
where's the thing?
we
Where's
do
the
better than
mallet?
that.
Yeah. Let me find something tacky.
Hey, your nunchucks are back there. And didn't it come with a mallet?
Dude, do a flying jump kick through it. Thadley.
You're gonna have to work on your skills.
And we are back. I'll sound it at that. Hey, we'll master that too.
Yeah, right.
Make it sound awesome.
Tonight we practice the gong.
Yes.
Gong with the wind.
Oh my god.
There's
Oh
a
my
little,
God.
There's a little drum over there. You could do a.
King Gong.
Yep. King Gong.
Oh my garage.
Like.
Oh yeah, Frank.
So let's talk about Frank.
So is he in Belize right now, or is he home now?
It says Frank Robb.
Yes, Alligator Rob of EEARS. He's back, but he
When did he get back?
exactly.
Because because when you look at his social media, you'll see some Belize, and maybe he's there, maybe he's not.
It's because he's smart.
He's so famous.
You don't want
He's-
people to know when you're not home.
Yeah, he has this whole aura, and I know one of his social media directors. I know one of them. I know one. I know the Instagram guy.
You sounded kind of threatening, just like I know.
Yeah,
one.
I know
yeah.
Frank.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a big secret.
Okay, just let
Big secret.
let it just be a mystery.
Frank doesn't post.
So Frank was in
everything.
Belize.
He's
was he-
breadcrumbing over
How long
here.
was he there?
He can't be studying gators and water and networking with all these amazing people and post on social media.
No.
He must have hired
You
somebody.
have to have some peeps.
Well, I
I
hope
know
so.
one.
Okay.
He used to print T-shirts for him.
Oh my God! Of course. Dad, how long was he gone? Like, are we talking like weeks?
No, he was just gone for like a week maybe.
Okay.
And yeah, he went down to Belize to work with other people who are in the, I hope I say this right, the
Crocodilian.
Crocodile Coalition. Or,
It's kind of like a Steve Irwin cult coalition.
yeah,
Not really Steve
they,
Irwin.
They go down
So
there.
like all the smartest
They're
minds
these
in this
badass
field.
people
Well-
that love animals and go and study them.
Yeah, and they got a group, and we've got, Frank has some good friends down there. He goes and they do like wildlife surveys, and I believe a young lady named Rebecca went with him this time.
Okay.
And they went down there and they got right into it, and saw some big lizards, and went to some ruins and got rained on a lot,
Oh man.
and had a blast.
I am thankful, Frank, that his health is
Yeah.
there. He's going and doing
Just
things.
thinking that. This is a guy who was 2 years ago got out of surgery. I mean, like
proud of him.
major surgery,
It's amazing.
and
yeah.
he is going to Belize and studying,
and catching
Again.
big dogs.
like and
again,
being
like
out in
he's already
that
done it.
wilderness and in that heat and everything. Like somebody that had heart issues, like he really cares.
Is he a good driver though, T?
Well, speaking of all that,
Driver,
yeah, right,
Like
Can you drive, Frank?
right before he split,
Your brother sometimes.
he took me on a what do they call the it's like
Remember when his
those
brother-
little
guided
cars.
tour.
Remember when his brother hit Charlie's car?
Yes, his brother did hit Charlie's
So-
car.
He's got a little woods mobile, and he took me on one of his wildlife surveys, and we went through a bunch of
Is
swamps.
that what it's called?
What, the woods mobile? I forget what it's called.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a little
Just that white truck.
no, it's made for the woods. What do you call them? Side by side.
Oh, I was gonna say side by side.
Yeah. Anyways, we went far, and on the way back, we got stuck, and it was the middle of the day, and we were cooking.
Oh no.
So you're in the middle of the day, stuck.
Where?
What did
Bogging.
you have to do?
We had to hoof it. Well, first, we tried to get it out, and then we had to hoof it. It was hot, and it was far, a little bit far.
Anything crazy happen?
Just I was thinking what yours
With
thinking
5A?
like, well, just like it's
story I
hot,
told
you know, and we were both about to overheat. And anyway, we made it. We
Where
went.
were
Were
you?
y'all putting in your last words? Like, if I don't make it?
Was
kind of
out,
stuff?
out in the
Was that,
Enchanted
Was
Forest.
that hardcore?
Wait,
No,
this was in the
no.
Enchanted Forest, so you weren't like too far
No,
from
not at all.
civilization.
It's just the hottest part of the day.
Yeah.
And we sat there and worked at it for a while, and we were like tuckered.
Could you
is
see
that-
a white vinyl fence from where you were standing?
Nah.
Like, what if that would have happened way out in the St. John somewhere? And you guys
I-
were like so far
I would have had
away.
a big
That
ass
was-
jug of water.
You guys couldn't call anybody for help?
We did, but we had to. they were out, and we had we had to walk back and get Frank's vehicle and pull it out, but it worked. It wasn't really a thing.
I would have just sat right there and started calling people. Said, "Come to me."
Well, I mean, like I was telling you guys that story. We got stuck out at 5A once, man. And this was like before,
behind the old Dairy
cell
Queen.
phones kind of worked and stuff, but like this was like at 2 a.m, and it's like dark as fuck.
I've been out
and
there.
The thing is stuck, and it was so terrifying. And one of our friends had to be the one to walk all the way up to where we could get cell service at the BP.
That's all around all them mud holes in the dark.
And like trying to find your way. And we weren't prepared for that. We were literally drinking all night at MJ's, I'm sure, and thought, hey, it'd be a great idea to go to 5A and go money.
So we used to do that behind the old DMV and the sand dunes and stuff.
That's where Joe...
I'm 50 and people get stuck out there all the time.
Yeah.
But like...
Now there's houses there.
This area
Hey,
is
Joe Hadwin jumped his truck off a ledge out there, I remember.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing that.
He was nutty. Still is probably on a bicycle, in a truck, on a skateboard, on a surfboard.
He didn't give a fuck.
We took him to Costa Rica once, and he didn't surf a lot, but man, he was out there and like it was overhead, and he was punching, duck diving real easy, and just kind of athletic, like in a cool way.
I miss him.
Yeah, I seen him on a BMX bike, and I was like, damn,
wow,
he looked like Dave Lesky. Just
he has that state of mind though. Like I felt like he really could do anything that he tried to do. Like, I feel like everybody has that at some point where you have that confidence. And like when you're a kid and it's until something breaks that or somebody breaks it to you that like, hey, you can't really do everything.
Or you break something.
Yeah. That reality check. But he like was living that, hey, everything I do, I'm pretty good at, and I can do this and have fun and be wild and crazy. Nothing's going to happen for like until shit hits the fan. And then, I remember, I feel like when I was a kid, I was so good at everything. And then it was like, I got my head about something in softball and like not being able to hit. And it just fucked up everything with all my sports. I started doubting myself everywhere. And it's like that mindset. You got to have that mindset to be good at sports or anything, really.
Oh, it is.
Like,
it has to be consistent.
Oh, God, Joe had that confidence. That's for sure.
Yeah, I did not. I wanted to do the same jumps that, like, when you was a kid, you jump your bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
You had your one buddy who could, like, they'd line up everybody and they'd ramp over them. I got into that for a little bit.
Okay.
And I got a concussion.
Did you?
Yeah.
I jumped my bike. I had a bike that I would jump. We had some kids that made a ramp out in the woods. We were in Kentucky, so it was clay. And it was really
clay
cool.
kicker.
Like it was just real cool, and did okay. I liked it. I never got hurt really. I saw some people get hurt, fall on their heads and stuff, and then I stopped doing all that shit.
It's crazy the ones that just keep going back though. Like that takes some fucking guts. Like getting hurt, like really.
I watched everybody start skateboarding. I tried to skateboard a little bit, but I busted my ass a few times, and I just didn't have that. I want to keep feeling this. Like I remember I hit the back of my head once and concussion.
Crack-a-lack.
Not worth it.
And I hurt my elbow real bad once. I scraped it just real bad.
I'm just gonna keep running track.
And I think basketball is better for me. I already liked that a lot, and was good at it. And I think when you like are good at something, it makes it hard for you to waver. You're like, oh, I'm already good at this.
Yeah.
And I just kept the path, and I'm glad I did. But all my friends, though, they all skateboarded. And it was amazing watching them learn how to do ollies or jump a ramp. And they'd be sitting out there with plywood spraying water on their plywood so it would bend so they could nail it in and make the half pipes, and watching people do that.
It's impressive. It's like surfing too. Do you ever get hurt so bad you thought you'd never surf again?
No.
You just always are like, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
It's because you like it that much, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty beat up right now, and I ain't been super active or anything. But yeah, surfing, you're gonna definitely get worked, like everybody gets worked. But hopefully, okay, I'll just say if you watch Billy Kemper,
Okay.
his story, you'll be inspired to come back from anything.
Okay.
Because he got flexed in Morocco, I think.
Okay.
And what he went through and what his trauma and how he's.
I think I can pop it up on the screen.
Yeah. So.
Hold on here. YouTube.
I watched that one thing with who was that surfer that was doing the biggest waves?
What's the guy's name?
Oh my God.
Billy Kemper. Pretty sure that's the name.
Like how Billy Madison was the first thing that pops up.
Right there. Yeah. it was.
Okay, we need to get the shorter view of it, right? Because that's like 17 minutes. Is there like a?
It's a hip and femur,
I'll have to watch
just
that.
shredded wheat, and it was a giant ordeal.
This
Like
one, right?
came close to dying. It was a hassle to get him back. It's a story. It's big and it's inspiring. And then he ended up training super hard. Probably trained with Laird Hamilton, I heard, and now he's killing it.
Man, I can't imagine
Inspiring.
having like that much passion for something like that.
Deep.
Are we watching this while people are going to listen to us watch something? I feel bad.
No, just keep talking like regular. I'm just trying to find something.
So yeah,
So, anyways, Wham, how do we get off of Frank?
No, but
Frank got you stuck.
talking about surf accidents and stuff like that. We're just talking about like doing the sports and
Yeah.
getting to a level. I surfed a lot. My Uncle Gary, we were at the beach this weekend on Sunday when Allie paddled out, and it was shallow, and then it had a deep, about 10, 11 foot trough, and then boom, it was sandbar where it was waist high, and all the waves were breaking on that trough, so they were very weak. You could drop in on it, but then the wave would kind of die off into that deep water and then swell again up on shore, And Allie was kind of surfing in the middle of that. My Uncle Gary would happen to be out there, and I was just about to go out there and swim out to her and get her to go out past that deep spot because she was being conservative. Let's just try to catch some waves, and it was gnarly. And she fears, sometimes falling, busting your ass, or getting too deep, or getting into a spot where it's
Oh, yeah.
current. She gets all those
All the things you fear when you're first
fears.
learning it.
And it's cool. I loved surfing though so much. Gary, taught me, and he'd take me to Stewart Raw, all these different places, and he got me to stand up and turn on the first wave. Like Darren Craig made a board for him that I ended up using forever, and it was so amazing. That I would go off on my own. I had a whole spring suit, and I'd go wherever, I'd chase a wave up and down the coast by myself. And I was just happened to be down by Cherry Down Park, and by myself. It was cold, real cold. So I had like a spring suit on, and I jumped up on a wave, and it was like a foot deep sand, like it was a sandbar, just like what me and Allie were witnessing, and it was so shallow though. When I fell forward, my chin and everything just went straight into the sand practically, and then the board came around and hit me on the eye.
Oh yeah.
On the fin.
So
And I jumped up, and I have like a helmet thing on my head, because it was really cold.
okay.
And so I
Hoodie.
didn't even notice that I was hurt yet, but I was just kind of stunned. And I came up out of the water, and there was like, I just saw blood drop. And then drop on me. I'm like, oh shit.
No.
So I put my hand up on like that, and I got up on the shore, and I ran into to my truck, and I put the board in my truck, and I got in the truck, and I'm like, I'm leaking pretty good, but it's not too bad. I can feel that it's not too bad. I'm looking at the rearview mirror. So I just like put like a bunch of towel on it, and I was just going to drive home. And I started driving down the freaking 528. I went over the little where the port is.
Yeah.
That little bridge there. And then I started to black out. So I had to pull over and park there. And like I got real like lightheaded, and I kind of came to, and I was fine the rest of the way after that.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was like I got a concussion of some kind.
The sketch that nobody wants
All by
is
yourself.
fiberglass floating in your brain.
Oh,
That's
man.
happened. And I'm gonna
Whoa.
Wait, what?
if you don't want it's some people have had like a nose of a board hit and go so deep
The
that
chip of the fiberglass get inside.
But can I throw some other I don't know what it is, like a respect to deceased surfer Mikala Jones, who recently passed
heard about that.
in Indonesia. He caught the rare but hated I believe it was like a skeg to the femoral artery and went real quick, and he was an awesome person. Yeah.
Wait, what happened to him?
He caught a surfboard skeg. He was surfing Indonesia, probably like a gnarly wave, and because he was like a specialist and Hawaiian, and he was like, I think he's 44, plenty family, gonna remember him and us too. But he got a fin in his thigh to his femoral artery, and it happened quick.
Like sliced it real.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about something like that ever happening.
The
Fins are so.
the little girl that got bit, that Frank knows, this young lady got bit in Canaveral, and they took her right to the hospital. They were afraid that the shark might have nicked the same artery. That's always like, that's hard to clamp on that one, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, man, that happened. And I mean, I still, after that, you know, I mean, it freaked me out, but I still went out and surfed a lot. And even by myself a few times. It wasn't until I really threw out my shoulder to where I needed surgery and never did. So whenever I pushed up on a board, I think I'd be okay now, but when I pushed up on a board, my shoulder would pop out all the way.
I used to ride horses and I got thrown off and it fucked me up. Like I was
Dislocates.
I was the young kid. I got thrown off and I hit a fence and I had a bruise, literally my body. I had a bruise from my stomach to my back, and I had a neck brace, and like I was a young kid.
Yeah.
But like I could never get over it. And like I remember when I got better, my mom's like, "Oh, you got to get back on the horse." And like I remember the next time, like I actually worked up the courage. Yeah. I purposely fell off and was like, I couldn't do it, and I haven't ridden a horse since.
Have you had one of those, like just one of those epic failures, like just eat it hard and something, and just doubt whether you're going to do it again?
Gave it up. I was trying to try to
haven't had it yet. Well, yeah, I mean, I did the canyon jump on Babalu's ramp out in the woods there, and landed wrong, and I was over it. I was like, man, I'm just going to surf because I ain't good at skating.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. You had to have a lot of them because you've always been
active,
adventurous and active in that capacity.
Yeah, I got pretty worked a lot and worked hard a lot, and
you break a lot of bones.
Yeah, I broke some bones. Yeah, I got a lot. I think I got slammed a lot, and it's always
Scott's broke a bone at a concert. Not doing an extreme sport.
I have a bionic knee. It's stronger now than it was.
It's gnarly.
There's like rods and screws and shit all up in it. It's fine. It actually goes off at airports and shit a little bit.
Isn't it crazy Tony Hawk still skateboards?
Buy it.
Yeah.
To be honest, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But like I was just thinking about like people getting hurt. That guy's been hurt so many fucking times. And he still skates every single day.
He's gnarly.
Yeah.
I seen him do a Statue of Liberty just on the ramp, just a bop.
Like,
you know, when you stop at the transition.
It's on the
ramp.
When you're doing, you're an athlete.
But like, think
you're
about
an athlete just like any sport.
He's been doing that like pretty much his entire living life that he can remember. And at some point, he's going to get to an age where that thing is going to be taken from you. Can you imagine what that is going to be like for him?
He's going to keep it cruisy.
Like, how's he? Right? He'll figure out some way because, like, I can't imagine him not skating, but I can't imagine like an 85-year-old out there doing whatever the fuck they can do on him. But I mean, I guess they are looking a lot different nowadays.
Jerry Lopez says, he's a famous pipeline surfer. He says, the way I surf today is so I can surf tomorrow. But he's still out there.
I always look up to my Uncle Gary, you know.
Yeah, he's so awesome. He's going to do the trail, man. The Appalachian
he was just
Trail.
out there, you know, he's like, it got out there 7:30, 8 o'clock, you know.
Yeah, he's on it.
A little bit of waves.
It's those Titusville, it's like that little group of his Titusville friends, like, you know, because Scott Hoffman used to be out there all the time. Which sucks about Hoffman's.
He's going to be out there. He's going back out there.
But I know I asked Scott, like I went and saw them because Hoffman's just had their last weekend. They closed on Sunday.
That does really suck because my dad, for Father's Day, we went that next night on Monday night to dinner over at Hoffman's, and he sat there and talked to us, you know, him and his wife for a little while.
Nancy.
And they're so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just amazing people. And my Gary and, you know, Scott have been very close for years.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had 3 Scotts. So my dad's Scott and Scott and Scott, right? And just all his stories of his life of cooking and being a restaurant, you know, owning restaurants and, some of the old places where he learned how to cook and
Lorenzo's.
and
Yeah.
all the old school places, and then going and surfing all the time.
But yeah, so he's still like, I know is in contact with Gary, and like all those guys are still doing the same thing they did when they were in high school, going to play London and
You got
surfing. And that
Bill
is so
Chamberlain.
fucking cool.
Bill Chamberlain got bit by a shark not long ago, and he got back in the water. I think
saw that.
recently.
Yeah.
Bill, I'm shouting out. Bill Chamberlain's got in the water.
Yeah, he
surfed.
quit. Yeah, and he got
quit,
back.
and he got back.
Wow.
He's selling boards online and everything, I'm calling it out.
I remember when he almost drowned in like 1983 out in the 6 to 8 foot waves. He had that long hair and he came on the beach. He's like, give me a knife. And he cut his ponytail off.
Hey, look, as a kid, I lived in Kentucky. So when I'd come down for the summer. So my dad would fish at Playland Beach. So he'd have a rod out at like Eddy Creek on the beach down there. Then at 5 and 6, usually it was 6 is where the older guys surfed. And they all surfed at 6. So you had like, was it Orlando
George Robinson
He had a grill, right?
all day long.
And he'd sit out there and grill. People would be fishing, bringing fish over. They just grill out and drink beer and just sit out there. It was the coolest thing for a kid coming down for the summer to get to go hang out and learn how to surf.
So I hate when
You
people
know,
say Titusville sucks because
it
I'm
was
like,
the-
I don't think of it like that, man.
Like-
Titusville's like at these things that he's talking
My
about.
mom has pictures at Playland Beach where she was pregnant, laying out with like my cousin Mike, his mom, Sherry, and laying out at the beach at like 6 while they're, surfing and people are fishing and hanging out and drinking and then listening to music. And everybody would hang out. That's Dave Post, by the way. We got a Dave Post phone call.
Dang it.
Right on the show. It's
All
fine.
right.
We give him the shout out just for it. Love it.
Cool.
But on the boardwalks, if you were a chick in a nice bikini, you had to go by 15
Believe
to
me,
20 guys
I
on
hate
each
it.
side.
It was the worst. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. As a girl, like in high school with all her friends trying to go to the beach where we all want to go to 5 and 6 and watch everybody surf because that's what you got to do. But you have to walk through all those fucking guys at the end of the pier.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
feel so self-conscious because you're like, oh my God, how do I look right now? I got to look good. Please don't fall. Like, don't make, because it's like, you don't know who's going to be up there. The light's shining in your face. You just see
doubt.
bodies. It's very intimidating seeing all these
Hey.
ripped guys with their surfboards just at the end of the fucking boardwalk. And then you walk by and you can hear and you're like, oh God, I hope they're impressed.
Yeah.
Like, and then eventually you become friends with them all. And then you're like, get the fuck out of my way.
It's so true. And it's like, as a young kid, that is the coolest shit in the world.
You want to be one of those dudes at the end.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Is being someone like Gary was my my ticket to the VIP section. So Gary knew all these
Grandfathered
kids. This
in.
is my my nephew. Blah blah blah. So then they were all cool with
Yeah.
me. So then you'd sit up there on the thing and look at the chicks with
Yeah.
them. Like,
It was
Dude.
a total thing. And it's so funny hearing your perspective and then
Yeah.
like how it was for me and my friends.
Yeah.
But it was like, there were some times I was like, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to park at 3 and walk down. Cause like, I don't want to walk through. And like, if certain guys were there and like my friends had just had some kind of like, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
We'd have to go park at the other pier and then walk down because I didn't want to have to walk in front of them.
Yep.
Like, oh my God.
Here was
I just feel drama.
Here was a big point for me. It was Gary would take me to all these different places to surf. I'd practice in Cocoa Beach a lot where the waves were weaker. It was a weaker wave there. But my dad, they had a condo down there, and we'd stay all the time. So we'd boogie board and surf down there as much as we could too. And then we got to go to Sebastian a couple times. It was everywhere. So when you go to play Linda, a lot of times it was either hard to get a good wave because you had the pros and you had a lot of people out there, and being a newbie.
Yeah, you ain't getting it.
And Gary taught me, like, he'd take me to New Smyrna all the time, but he taught me about the respect of the surf etiquette, you know, and you don't be cutting in front like Gary's good on being that respectful person to everybody, and everybody
Don't drop in. Don't back paddle.
The things you need to know before you go surfing at Playland.
Don't bail your board in front of somebody.
So it's
Before you go surfing at a place that's a respectable place.
and it's intimidating.
Yeah.
So as a kid, it's intimidating. And then you see other kids your age that are kind of doing it, and they're kind of, but it's usually the older guys that are really in the right spots getting what they want.
Of course they are.
Okay. And that's just the way. So I was in a B league, like the B wave section, I would call it, and sometimes. And there was one time in particular, I just remember, I think it was like the second or third time I got this 6'8" fun shaped board from Darren Craig. It was orange, and Gary let me use it and gave it to me, and I had it for years, and then he got it back, and still I think I might still have it. Is I got up on a wave and did like a Lux on my goofy foot on my left. And I just went all the way down. I was hitting up on the 6'8", and I was hitting up on the lip a little bit and coming down. It was a really good wave. I remember
It was the Grand Poobah.
where I got claps from the people up there. I was like, yeah.
Was that like life-changing?
So good. That's why I would go down to Cocoa and surf in the winter with the spring. I was really into it.
Hey, was it different when when girls were at the beach watching you guys surf? Like, did you feel different when you were out there about to catch a wave? I've never actually talked to
I think I
somebody
was
about
too
this.
young to care at the time.
Well, like, because in high school, I know that the guys paid attention because
When
the
I was in
girls
high
were
school,
definitely
a
paying
little bit
attention.
more, but
We knew who was the good surfers. It changed your
yeah, like
your
back in our
outlook
high
totally
school,
on
it was
somebody.
you had James Kolchak at Astronaut
Yep,
was really good.
he ripped.
Billy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Then there was Chris Jernigan.
Ryan was always really good. Oh no.
No, it was a young little kid, a short kid. He
Oh man, I know who you're just saying. It started with a B, right?
He worked at Stickies for a while. I think.
It wasn't John Carr though.
No.
It was
But
like
John
a
Carr
Birkingham
rips.
or
Yeah.
like something.
He was younger.
Yes, I remember.
And he was at Astronaut with us, and
Because he hung out with like Jay Knight and all them.
he dated
and
Amanda
Aaron.
McNear. Like we both in high school.
This is gonna drive me nuts.
It's a missing link
We
here.
can't keep going on with this. So we
He
got
was real cool.
Buckner.
No.
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 All right,
Lost in Space.
skip it.
Anyway, and then coming from Kentucky to come to high school and move here, my second half of my freshman year, I come to Astronaut, right? And I play basketball, and I'm, play for the team and everything. But surfers was a whole different genre of high school experience. Like everyone wore flip flops and just, it was a total different O'Neill. You had all your billable, it's a whole different, Kentucky had none of that.
Yeah.
There was no surfers of any kind. And then coming here to that, it was really cool.
Culture.
Actually. It
Yeah.
was a culture difference. And I loved it,
Let me ask you, do you know either of y'all know Barry Woodbeck?
No.
Okay. Up on the boardwalk on a really good day. I think it was a day that Caroline Marks got the cover of Eastern Surf Mag, but it was at Play Linda, right? And I was up on the boardwalk. It was one of them cool days, and I was looking at some floating log or something with the binoculars, and Barry looks up at me, and everybody's out there, and he's like, "Hey T," and I'm like, I pull the binoculars, "What's up?" And he goes, "Is that your binocular stance?" And I realize, I'm doing the. It's like, thanks.
It was so cool. Like my dad had friends, Chris Crawford was who got me into comics and why I collect comics now and bought this house even.
Brother
House.
of Jeff Crawford, pipe master.
Yep.
really?
Dad taught at Astronaut High School,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Really good surfer.
And Chris, they lived in New Smyrna, right on the beach.
I remember right where the road curved there,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, hurricanes kind of messed them up
Man.
over there.
Like,
But he had
I wish
comics.
Lauren were here right now to talk about all this stuff. With the,
He had comics,
this.
dude, and he gave me my first Punisher War Journal #1. He goes, "I'm just going to give you one comic to start your collection with," and he probably had 30 of them because he had 30 of everything.
Neat.
It was all meticulously, cataloged, and a hurricane got it all.
Ooh, ouch. A hurricane got that whole deal. Remember when A1A down south of right there, before you, like Bethune,
Yeah,
you can see the old road when you drive by, it's all chewed out. I remember when that happened.
it's crazy, man. And
Yeah.
dude, Daytona and all that, it's all messed up now.
I saw they're working on some of that.
It's terrible. Though.
what is that?
Rebar.
sticking out
Yeah.
of the ground?
That's
There's what is
Nutty.
the place? It's like when you're driving north, because we go to St. Augustine, we take the beach like route, the inlet that's in there.
Matanza.
But like there's the houses on stilts that are like on the water, like on the ocean. They used to have roads and stuff that could get to them, but the last few hurricanes have like totally wiped it out to where like when you drive by and you see these houses on stilts now, like you couldn't even get into their doors now because there's no way to get up that high. And there's like no way to like access it without like a four-wheeler of some sort because all of the sand that has just reached so far. What is that? Brent's going to kill me. We've gone like 3 times. I love it. So cool looking. I feel bad for their pain. But they had houses on the ocean, and you know, you're
It's insane
on stilts. Like
I got a house in the swamp, so yeah.
I mean, oh God, what happened to you with that hurricane? This last one.
It's swollen up now. I saw the gutters are getting bled into. There's a little bit of water.
Are you worried about this season? I mean, like it's coming right now.
I'm ready. I'm ready to rock. Yeah.
We're finally getting our bay window replaced because right now, there's no drywall there. So our air conditioning bill was outrageous.
I bet.
And they're going to start working on it next week. Like I cannot
They're
wait.
upgrading all the pipes here in our neighborhood. They've been working on it for weeks. They worked on it last year, but then hurricane season came. They had to stop or something. Some other big job came up where they couldn't finish it. So then they came back to it.
Well, I can see Titusville's on it right now, cleaning out all the ditches and stuff, like getting ready.
Smart.
Proud of our town, man. I love our town.
Do y'all?
I love Titusville. I really do.
Did you go to the river after the hurricanes this year? When it was flooded here, the river was, I don't know if you know, the Indian River was maxed out.
No.
And it is now.
Yeah, it's still swelled up.
Really swole
We
up
just
right
went
now.
for the first time on a boat. Like Lauren and JP took us with the kids.
Yeah, I saw
2
that.
weeks ago.
That was awesome.
Like a couple Sundays. It was actually
How much fun did they
really
have?
cool. Do you know that the dolphins came right up to our boat? Like they've never done that before, and like we're swimming next to the boat where we were out, and so like my kids are looking in there. I'm like, dude, you need to look at this. This is like never happens. And so me and Lauren were like, oh my God, let's go swim with them. And so I had to like try to find a life jacket real quick, but they took off. But it was such a cool, like my kids got their first experience, and JP is a boat captain, so I felt safe, and Lauren's a nurse.
Yeah.
It's like this is the best chance I'm gonna have for them, and it's just another reason like Titusville's
That's
like
great.
Fucking
That's fantastic.
best. They came from Port St. John and drove all the way down and picked us up like right there by Pier 220. There's like a walk. I didn't even know that was there. Like you could just.
It's such
around
a
the
cool
boat.
boating community around here too, because you got the St. John's. You got all of that access. You got all the different rivers and the lakes, and then you got
The no
all
motor
the
zone.
ocean guys that go offshore. You got the guys that do all the port, stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got all your Indian and Banana rivers and all
Cars
your
Park.
creeks.
Yeah, car
Get all the partiers out. Apparently in Merritt Island, there's like you can go out to the islands.
All
And people
your
are selling
Silver
food
Glen,
and snow
go to
cones and
Silver
shit.
Glen and shit and party in the
Hopefully picking up their trash, right?
Hopefully, and that's the thing that gets me out at you got Keeping Brevard Beautiful and stuff that they do a lot of stuff out and cleanups and everything. And when you go out there and see how many people just throw their trash
It's
on the
bullshit.
ground,
Yeah.
fishing, it's like they're going to close it down. If
Hey, we should
people-
sponsor a section and go clean it up.
I
Like
will do. Me and Allie.
it'll be
used
like
to-
the Adjust the Mic section because
I told
Play
him
Linda
what-
does that. They have a
Really?
spot that they do a Black Point Drive thing, and
show
it's
me
sponsored by Play
where,
Linda.
and we'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah, because
I'd be down to do that.
me and Allie have those clamps, the little climper things, and we used to go out to do the refuge drives, and then we would stop and we, get open, trash things out and fill trash thing out. People would drive by and thank us. It made you feel good. you
Yeah.
know? But it's like, Jesus Christ, if you don't, there's signs out
Y'all
there.
look into it because
and
it'll
says,
like
if
have a
you
little
do
plaque
not
too,
clean
like
this up,
this
we
part's
will
clean by
close this
this.
area. Especially out there when
Yes.
you get out past the bio lab and you're going out to all those little back roads where you can get up close to the river and catch redfish and everything.
yeah.
Don't trash that stuff, man.
Yeah, don't trash none of it. Frank and I talked to some folks from Panther Airboats, and they're all about keeping it clean.
Dude, I would be all about having a cleanup, even that we did as a show or as something that we did on weekends or once a month or something.
Probably something good for the kids to do, anyways. Honestly,
totally about setting up an event online and getting people to come to. We got the kid Clayton.
oh yeah,
Clayton's cleanup from the freaking Eco Fest. Remember Clayton's cleanup?
I'm doing this, but no.
That was the young kid that was on the podcast and was recording with us and his family.
hey, let's do it for
Frank
real.
had him
Let's make
set
it a
up.
thing.
Frank had him set up, and we're in his group, Clayton's cleanup group. I wonder if we can get Clayton to promo us to go out to do a cleanup and get him to join us.
Well, Karen and Tom that live down the
That'd be
street
cool.
from you, they would be down to do that because
Oh,
they
yeah.
love doing that kind of stuff. Like, there's so many people that like maybe I could just shoot like through the brewery, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't. I don't know how often you do it, but I know that at Playland, it was like once a month they would have a meetup and whoever went, like, and then the brewery would buy them pizzas and stuff afterwards, but they would clean up a section. And monthly they found so much, it's like tires and like huge things. You're like, how are people throwing out entire bags of trash out here?
Well,
like,
maybe we can do it with Playland and see if they still do it.
Oh, they definitely still do it.
And then we'll just join them, you know, and do a little collab with it and just
Katie would love that.
Support their cause, because
like that.
If somebody's already doing it, then it's better just to put a light on them.
That's good stuff.
Good show,
for
guys.
real.
Cool.
Yeah.
All the ties full love.
All right, I got one last thing. I'm not going to do my other things.
Here it comes. This is it.
So good.
Oh man.
So I was trying to look for some misconnections, and I had a couple decent ones, but nothing to brag about. And our show was really good tonight, so I'm not going to
misconnections
sour it with my misconnections. But I saw this. I went to their services section of Craigslist. People still use Craigslist. It's amazing. I saw a post on there. It says it's not in the misconnections area of services. It was in like all services or whatever. The Love Guru, intimacy coaching for women, Palm Beach County, South Florida, Treasure Coast. Okay, that's the location.
Mormon, right? He's a Mormon. Just kidding.
It's just like somebody goes bachelorette parties and shows girls how to get fed or something.
So the Love Guru, do we know? Can a guru be a female?
I have no idea how that works.
Are there female gurus?
Guru-S? I don't know.
Okay, because listen, this sounds to me like a guy wrote this.
All right, read it.
But
you got
tell
more,
me if it's
more?
a girl, okay, or if it's a guy. Ladies, are you tired of being lonely, frustrated, unfulfilled, neglected, stuck in a rut, not enough? Are you having trouble with your direction and self-confidence? Is your personal life lacking the love, intimacy, and guidance that you crave? Do you want to unblock, open up, and explore your inner sensuality in a safe way? I'm here to help you. The Love Guru, right? I work with females to raise vibrations and elevate mind, body, and spirit. I know firsthand about overcoming great personal obstacles and internal blockages, including cult deprogramming, on the path of self-empowerment. I am a motivator and a great listener. I am experienced in healing the power of touch, as well as connecting intimately and healing on a spiritual and sensual level. I am the safe option for exploration of deep desires, including various types of play. I am a +1 and companion when needed. Okay.
Totally sounds like a chick wrote this.
I am divine masculine, here to deal the divine feminine with you. So is that him saying it's a man?
I don't know, but I could see a girl writing that.
I travel within South Florida and the Treasure Coast. Email me for info. If I was like some dude trying to just make some shit happen, I could be a love guru and chat GPT this.
Yeah, you could now?
Let's tie in some AI and make some shit sound badass, and then just be posting it all over the place and be what? I could be anything.
Yeah, but who's really calling that? Who's checking Craigslist?
Somebody probably.
People are reading.
But this is the
printed
thing.
this out
Like,
to read it.
this is almost like
I might have given this guy a customer.
like
Sorry, don't go.
I can believe that this is a thing because like on all those shows I watch, there's tons of women
Tantric.
with tons of issues and tons of therapies are shown. I'm talking every crazy thing you can think of. And there are ones that go to see like a love coach to help them learn to love again because they have been abused or whatever. So finding somebody like, but the whole thing of like, I'll be in that with you. That's kind of like, okay, well, this isn't a professional, obviously.
Like that sounded that was well written.
It was probably ChatGPT that wrote it.
I don't know.
I bet they're like write an ad
I would just
for
saying-
somebody who wants to be in a threesome with people, or
like who posted this on Craigslist?
like
I mean, I get it. I guess I get it.
they're posting to get
It has
laid
a
and they're
QR
trying to
code
be
when you print it
creative.
out, so you can even. It's got technology behind it.
I'll let you figure that out and scan it.
Man.
You're gonna end that good show on that creepy story.
Oh, on Apple TV, watch The Crowded Room.
The Crowded Room.
It goes with the story.
Is it funny?
No,
Well, then I don't want to watch.
Do you know Tom Holland, Spider-Man?
Yes.
Don't you love the kid?
I
Like,
mean,
he's a good actor.
Okay.
Like, he does really good in anything he's
Yeah,
been in.
he's cute.
He's an awesome kid, you know. He's dating that Zenaida girl.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Zendaya.
Yeah, dude, she's awesome. Like,
I don't know
she's
if I'm
such a-
saying it right either.
She's
No, I
so
think you are.
she's so talented. That Euphoria show that she's doing that won all those
Yeah.
awards, and her soundtrack's amazing and all that. Okay, Tom Holland is taking a year off of acting because of this series. He says it was too traumatizing. It affected him in a deep
What was
way.
this?
It's a TV series on Apple TV. It's called The Crowded Room,
It's dark.
and it is dark. The Crowded Room is in a reference that I don't really want to like ruin it for anybody. I kind of want
assuming
you
his
to,
head.
there you go. You know, it is amazingly done.
All right. Well, now I have homework.
You have like 4 episodes of like what is happening, and you're like listening, and he's like giving you all his life history and stuff. Right? He's arrested, and he has a psychiatrist lady she loves the rare cases and the crazy, she wants to make a name for herself, and a lot of her people kind of hate on her for what she does, right?
All right.
They're like, oh, you're just trying to be famous. You know what I mean? And she gets a connection with this kid, and that they just riff, and it just, and then all of a sudden an episode hits, and I'm not going to tell you, but it's just where you go, okay, I'm all in now.
All right.
Now I see what's going on. You know, when
Is it like WandaVision? You got to put up
Kinda.
with the first 3 episodes and
Yeah.
finally be like, there it is.
Great reference. Exactly. Because that bothered me too. The first 3 episodes, I stopped. I didn't watch it.
Same. And
I
then
was
Charlie's
I'm
like,
done.
no, you got to go. You got to keep going.
Done. I did the same thing with the Crowded Room.
All right.
I went 3 episodes, 4 episodes, and I was like, I'm done. And then all of a sudden, I just one night kind of went back into it, and then all of it started dropping, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is awesome.
Oh my God.
I just need to be in right frame. I needed to be in a darker frame of mind, I guess.
All right.
It's
I'll take a break from Bravo.
Tom Holland, you understand why he would have to take a year off of acting when you see I just watched episode 9, I think, and I was like, okay,
All right. I'm down.
I'm gonna take a year off from watching this type.
I want to
of
be
TV.
surprised. It's
that
been a
good.
while. That's not like you can watch a TV show that literally like surprises the fucking shit out of you.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like that's why I like reality TV so much because it's not being written, and so like when the shit happens, you know, it's all organic and like you're like,
Yeah, it's
what?
real dark.
Like, yeah.
Creepy
That's
as
why
hell.
Vanderpump Rules got me so good. They got nominated for an Emmy, people.
All right.
Did they really?
2 Emmys. Yes, they did. So yeah, now they're filming again. Can't wait.
Well-
I can't wait to tell you guys all about it.
It's there's not many people recording anything right now.
I know, like, so
I
I'm
think
fine.
everybody's gonna be podcasting. We have a lot more competition now, guys.
Oh man. All right, so you guys are recording later this week.
I'm not gonna act. I'm gonna talk.
Oh God, yeah. Talk about this.
Yeah, we're gonna get together with.
Tomorrow night. I think if Dave's still on, we're gonna check either tomorrow night or Thursday night. We're gonna get a good friend Dave Barinko
Yes.
in, and we'll give you the whole scoop on this.
I won't be here.
I know, and you're gonna be. We'll have him around.
We're gonna powwow in next this tripod.
Yep.
Yeah, because Brent gets back on Friday.
So next week, maybe if possible, and if not, then week after. But I'm down for whenever.
Okay.
Same.
I'm cool with us if we ever get like where hey man, I've got this energy. I'm gonna pop 2, 3, 4 shows out in a couple weeks, and then not do any for a month or two, or if we do them every week, if we do it every other, I'm cool with all of it as long as everybody's happy and wants to do it.
I'm gonna need you to talk to Tim Gibbs, see if we can go record at Kelsey's.
I talked to him today.
Can we go record at
Did you?
Kelsey's?
I'll talk to him and Nick.
How cool would
Yes,
that be?
we can do that probably.
Like,
I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be in there with Frank tomorrow.
Find out.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I talked to Tim and I told him you were gonna hit him up.
Yes, I will. I kind of wanted to get with everybody, but
Cool.
Okay.
We'll
talk about this after.
I want to get Tim here to record, but I want to go record over there too, because there's a couple versions of Tim. Tim was a big part of me and our friend Kevin that we were talking about today.
Yeah.
Boy, they were like best friends, and that little circle, they were real. They kind of helped me grow up a little bit. You know what I mean? From being in high school to kind of getting out of school and kind of being this little I'm a good boy. I've never done anything wrong. To, let's try these things.
Corrupted.
Oh my God.
Yes, they corrupted me.
All right.
So, yeah, I love.
It was nice getting back together with you guys. I missed
Yes,
you. Sorry I've been
indeed.
sick.
Glad you're not.
Glad you're better.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Made it through.
I didn't smell nothing. Everything was good.
Hey, I was a trooper. Brent won't tell you that, but like we even went
How's
to
he
Magic
doing?
Kingdom sick because it was Declan's birthday.
How's he doing?
He's good.
He's all right.
Brent just gets things done. He can power through like anything. I don't know how he does it. He's in the same pain as me, and I'm like in bed, like I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm kind of a wussy too.
I'm horrible.
Being honest.
I don't take being sick well. Thank God. Thank God he loves me.
All right, guys.
All right.
T.
It was a great show.
Until next time.
I'm thankful.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Daisies in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor.